Tell these guys about your Tennessee adventures.
Tennessee adventure. So we own some homes in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have 2 in the city of Jonesboro, Tennessee. It's the first city ever established in the state of Tennessee.
Wow.
It is adorable. It looks like a Hallmark card.
Wow.
And they have chocolate festivals and dog parades. And it's just this magical little city that we fell in love with. So we have one there with a partner, actually Tina Gotchel.
Okay.
You guys know her. Mm-hmm. And then another that my husband and I own. And then we sold our house in Tahoe and bought a few more in Tennessee as well. So one in Dandridge, Tennessee, and one in Sevierville. And then we have another one in Chattanooga.
Wow. Are they rentals or Airbnbs or?
One is a long-term rental across the street from 2 teaching hospitals. Okay. So we have a temporary COO that's been in there for 1.5 years.
Wow.
And then one is midterm. Actually, 2 are midterm for traveling nurses. And then one is short-term.
Nice.
2 are short-term.
Very cool. Yeah, my brother used to live in Murfreesboro.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And, they both used to live in Nashville, and then he lived in Murfreesboro, or however you say that. Yep. But, yeah. No, I've heard it's amazing. I've never been to Tennessee, but I know a lot of people that have moved there. Like, I've heard of a lot of people moving there. And
that's why we bought there.
Yeah.
Because the number one place for the one way of moving vans was Tennessee
in
2022.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, people like Tennessee. So,
how is it being an absentee property owner?
Well, I was already absentee for Tahoe when we had the Tahoe house, so I'm pretty used to it. It can be scary sometimes if an emergency happens and you don't have boots on the ground, but we're really blessed. We have a lady there named Angela who she started out as my cleaner, and she's turned out to be also my little handyman too, because she's just so good at, if Dave's not there, I'm like, can you fix this? Yep, I know how to take it apart and fix it. And then I've just established relationships in each town where I've gone and find people that I can rely on. So refrigerator repair, HVAC, electricians, plumbers, you have to develop those relationships.
Property manager as well? Or
no? Okay. I manage the properties. Yeah.
Wow. Good for you. That's cool.
Yeah,
do you have any aspirations to buy anything anywhere else?
Yeah. So I'm thinking probably Virginia. I'd like to take a look at. Arkansas is my next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sarah Sanders being in there is going to have a lot of political refugees going there. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what I look for, is where is everybody going?
Yeah, I know a fantastic real estate broker in Fayetteville. So,
okay.
Yeah, he's an instructor with this organization I'm involved with. But
okay,
yeah, and my sister-in-law is also investing in property back east. She has property in Arkansas, and then she also has property that she's looking at in Atlanta. Yeah. So there's a lot of, the market is good over there for investors. It's not so much here, but
no. It's really hard to make ends meet here.
It is. Nothing hardly pencils at all. So yeah. Did a couple years ago, like my rental was fantastic. Like we bought a house in 2015. We bought it for $113,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. My mortgage on it is like $450.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it rents for almost $1,300 or something like that. It's just it's a major cash cow. It's pretty cool. So yeah. But I don't have any other ones, so which is not good. I need more. So
yeah, we have a duplex here that we bought 5 years ago, and it does okay.
I bet it does. Yeah. My sister-in-law also has a duplex here, and it does great. So one side of the duplex pays for the mortgage on it, and so she's just collecting cash. It's just pretty cool. Real estate investing is the bee's knees. So
it is, but I look at it a little bit differently. So like we haven't taken any money out of the duplex because we're saving in case the roof goes.
Right.
The heat pumps are old. Those are going to go.
Right.
As soon as my 97-year-old passes away, I'm going to have to replace the floors and all of the appliances and all that other stuff. So yes, it's nice to have that money sitting in the bank, but we're not taking any of it because I don't want to have it come back out of my pocket again. Yeah,
well, that's a smart thing to do. Like a lot of people just collect the cash. Like we haven't, what my wife and I decided to do on our rental was to get to a cap, like get to like a certain dollar amount by just like putting away the cash flow that comes from it. And then we've started taking stuff from it now, but we don't take anything from it and put it in our own bank account. We just double pay on the mortgage.
Right.
So we just keep putting it towards paying it off earlier. So that way, when you know the reason why.
Yeah.
So, and then my sister-in-law is the same thing. She's not collecting any cash on it. Like she still has a really good income that she doesn't need any of that stuff for. Right. So it's just getting socked away. And then I think she does kind of the same thing where she gets to a certain point and then she'll pull that money and use it as a down payment for something else.
Right.
So, but it's beautiful when it's done the right way, you know? So it's really cool. So
how did you get into real estate? Figure it out on your own, mentor?
Well, I started watching a podcast called Bigger Pockets. Mm-hmm. And that kind of got me into it. And then Tina found this duplex and said, we have to buy it. And I said, okay. So we did. And that's kind of how we got into it. And then just watching Bigger Pockets. And then, we had the duplex for, I think, 3 years before we bought our next one. And then it's kind of like you just get it's like getting a tattoo. You just can't have just one, right? I don't have any. But
me neither, actually.
That's what I hear, is you can't have just one.
Yeah, I don't know if that is that true?
I actually have just one. But my wife wants to get one, so my days are numbered.
Yeah.
The two of you getting a shared one?
Like the same one, or we're just going to share one?
Like the same one, like you both, like you get Tara's name on your
Daniel,
on your lower really back or something.
Out far enough.
That's true. All right, never mind.
You can be like Ben Affleck and J-Lo and get matching tattoos.
Yeah, we'll just get to there and just throw the book open. This one.
Sounds like something new. That's like how you shop in the supermarket.
I'm getting a parakeet with an patch on its eye.
Is that right?
That's what I'm getting.
Good grief, dude.
A parrot. Yeah.
Cool.
Pirate.
A pirate?
Yeah.
A parrot with
but
a patch?
anyways, I want people to know about passive income.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it gets talked about enough. Mm-hmm. And rentals are a great way to do it.
Yes. Make sure that you know what you're doing before you go into it. So you might cash flow $100, right? But if you're ready to make it a long-term investment, then kind of look at it that way. So like I said, I'm not taking any money out because I don't think I'm safety girl. So I like to make sure I have enough money in the bank for just about everything. And you're going to have 5% in vacancy. You're going to have 5% in increase in costs. You're going to have 5% of this and 5% of that. So I make sure all of that is covered. And I'm never going to not be able to make my house payment. That's all in the bank. So if a war would to start tomorrow, I've got 6 months worth of house payments, right? Mm-hmm. I don't have to worry about it on any of our properties. I don't take any money out right now. We just keep building, and then eventually, yes, we'll take it out and start buying down that loan.
Right. Yeah. No, it's for those who don't know, Bigger Pockets is like the real estate podcast and they have different topics on all kinds of stuff that multifamily, all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's just an endless supply of information out there for Bigger Pockets, but to get into real estate investing, it's super important to do your research because obviously it can burn you really bad if you don't do it right. And then finding a good real estate broker that understands it all. I mean, it's not just cash flow, right? I mean, there's
tax breaks,
right? There's so much to it.
Yeah.
And that's the real estate broker that I'm talking about. His name is Dale Carlton, and he's in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and he teaches the income properties class for the Residential Real Estate Council all over the country. And so, he's like one of the world's. You've taken this class. Yeah, so we had Dale come to Medford, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and he taught the class. And how good is that class?
Yeah, it was before COVID.
Yeah, it was way before COVID. Yeah, but it's
it's a great class.
And this is a class on real estate brokers. And Lawton came with his dad and his brother because his dad is an avid real estate investor, and so they came and they probably knew a lot of the stuff that Dale was teaching already, thanks to Lance. But it's just great information. I'm sending him to go see it. See Dale. He's coming to Eugene at the end of March. So I'm going to send Lasky up there. I tried to get him to go into Bend last year for another guy named Chris Bird that teaches on the same thing, tax strategies, but he couldn't make it. He had family stuff going on. But it's a topic you definitely need to learn if you're you need to study it if you want to be good at it, and it'll change your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's your retirement. That's our retirement, right? That and selling the business someday maybe.
Right.
Or just having Jared run it for us forever.